They're here in a Hullabaloo After Hours exclusive, the mightiest of all San Francisco groups, the Grateful Dead. Yes, the fantastic Grateful Dead in their exclusive Hullabaloo debut this Friday for both the early show and the After Hours. Plus, Hullabaloo stars the Yellow Pages, and with their new smash recording of Children Ask, The Power.
Children ask if he is dead.
Be there for the one and only LA appearance of the mighty Grateful Dead. Plus, Hullabaloo stars the Yellow Pages and The Power. That's the Grateful Dead this Friday only. 2 big shows, 8 p.m. at the Hullabaloo and 1 a.m. for the out-of-sight Hullabaloo After Hours. That's the Hullabaloo Sunset and Vine in Hollywood.
Davey Diamond, KBLA.
Davey Diamond in the Diamond Mine. On a Friday night in Los Angeles, it's a super weekend, and we're out to get it tonight until midnight.
You wander around on your own little cloud when you don't see the why or the wherefore. You walk out on me when we both disagree, 'cause to reason is not what you care for. I've heard it all a million times before. Take off your clothes, my love, and close the door. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. Don't stand in the pouring rain. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. The night is long. Forget your foolish pride. Nothing's wrong. Now you're beside me again. You try to be smart, then you take it to heart, 'cause it hurts when your ego is deflated. Ooh, you don't realize that it's all compromise, and the problems are so overrated. Goodbye means nothing when it's all for show. So why pretend you've somewhere else to go? Don't sleep in the subway, darling. Don't stand in the pouring rain. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. The night is long. Forget your foolish pride. Nothing's wrong. Now you're beside me again. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. Don't stand in the pouring rain. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. The night is long. Forget your foolish pride. Nothing's wrong. Now you're beside me again. Don't sleep in the subway, darling. Don't stand
7 now in the Diamond Mine, perfectly pulsating on a Friday night in Los Angeles.
Now when you're feeling low and a fish won't bite, you need a little bit of soul to put you right. You gotta make like you wanna be illustrated, and a little bit of soul
right. You know, we're going to open up the Diamond Mine phone lines at 849-3356 now and let you call in because we got a whole bunch of people here, and they're going to man the phones for us. So at 849-3356, you call in right now with your Diamond Mine requests on this Friday night in Los Angeles.
KB Diamond, KBLA.
From the rainy days comes the mind rock sound that made the importance of the Diamond Mine to being. In my mind lives the forest.
Black pictures painted with tears, shallow dreams of love's lost years, the broken statues falling down. Deep holes like children's faces, floating vast haunted places. Who do I trust when he's not around? And in my mind lives a forest. I can feel the leaves falling down. Listen to the leaves caress the ground. Then tell me, what is a king with no crown? My world is just endless halls, more cells than locks and gray walls. How many hours have I cried? I have nothing to believe, and yet I know I can't leave. So just where can I hide? And in my mind lives a forest. I can feel the leaves falling down. Listen to the leaves caress the ground. Then tell me, what is a king with no crown? Soft silent voices I hear, so distant and yet so near. Empty words sit in rhyme, and all the clocks with no hands leave nothing to understand. In a world with no time, and in my mind lives a forest. I can feel the leaves falling down. Listen to the leaves caress the ground. Then tell me, what is a king with no crown?
It's 10:13 in the Diamond Mine on a Friday night. This is from Carrie Caruso, who says, harpsichord and symmetry, sweetness flowing endlessly, creating tunes of lengthened peace, so pleasant let it never cease. Wield the keys in the dusk of night and play the keys in sheer delight. Aurora from the chandelier diffuses splendid laughter here. The room arrayed in daintiness, the mood depicting soft caress. Exquisite pictures from your mind, flowing contentment now is yours to find. Purple rays alight my way, no difference now between night and day. And first you see endless design, and then no limit to the time. Rhythm beats into your brain, and pounding agony to disdain. And soon it will all disappear, and there'll be nothing at all to fear. Out of sight. The temperature is still 64 degrees in the final phase of a Friday night Diamond Mine. It's Camp North Hollywood presents dancing to the Gross National product. Minimum age is 17. $150 admission includes your free beverage. Better watch out what they're putting in the beverages at It's Camp. Dancing until 2 a.m. this weekend at It's Camp in North Hollywood. It's all right on a Friday night in the Diamond Mine. got to be out of sight, under my thumb, and it's in the diamond mine, speeding down the highway till midnight tonight on a Friday night in Los Angeles where it's 10:18 KBLA Super Music Time.
Be the first person to call the Hullabaloo at Hollywood 68281 when the next Animal record is played and win free 2 tickets to the Giant Animal concert at the Hullabaloo next weekend. Listen for the next Animal record, then call the Hullabaloo at Hollywood 68281.
Super 15 KBLA.
Are we cooking from Burbank tonight? Taking on the big timers uptown, whatever watt of flower power we got. Consumed in the walking blue-eyed soap bubble, it's Frankie Valli. Last girl I knew whose name was Marianne, that was Marianne Farrington, folks. And Marianne Farrington was a lovely girl. She lived in, back in Nebraska. It was Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and I was working back there at the time. I was a young scallion, just a young whippersnapper. But anyway, Marianne Farrington was elected Miss Firecracker of 1962, and I was elected Mr. Punk that year. And that's the year that Marianne and I got lit. Which may not interest anybody, but what the heck? It's the Jefferson airplane. The motors are rivving. The propellers are turning. Your mind is spinning and everything's groovy. And it's Friday night among the red roses of the flower garden of the Diamond Mine.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
It's an airplane, and that's White Rabbit, and it's all right, and he's grooving on a Friday night. And the Diamond Mine was 64 degrees now in Los Angeles.
Come groove to the out-of-sight sounds of the fabulous Impressions, June 8th through the 18th only at the Whiskey A Go-Go on Sunset Strip.
I'm pushing tonight. I'm pushing. The final hour and a half of KBLA, the station that almost made it.
Good sense, innocence, crippling mankind. Dead kings, many things I can define. Occasions, fires, wagons, flutter your mind. Innocence and compliments, the color of time. Who cares what games we choose? Little to win, but nothing to lose. Innocence and compliments, meaningless nouns. Turn on, tune in, turn your eyes around. Look at yourself, look at yourself. Yeah, yeah. Look at yourself, look at yourself. Yeah, yeah. To divide the cockeyed world in two. Throwing your pride to one side is the least you can do. Beatniks and politics, nothing is new. A yardstick for lunatics, one point of view. Who cares what games we choose? Little to win, but nothing to lose. Good sense, innocence, grip of that kind. Dead kings and many things I can define. Occasions, fire, sweat, and blood to your mind. Innocence and purplements, the color of time. Who cares what games we choose? Little to win, but nothing to lose.
The stark, still atomic contemplation of a Friday night. The Diamond Mine phone lines are being manned at 849-3356 in case you'd like to dial in for a perfectly matched pair of mustard-colored clothespins or take your chance on a tape recording of Urbana's nearsighted nobleman reciting those rosy recitals. Oh, I'm sorry about that, fight fans. We've already played that record. This is Donna's Gone, and it's by L.T. Josie.
To the railway station, her destination. Only thing she would say is things will work out better this way. Was my mouth paralyzed? Did my mind realize I wasn't having some nightmare? I couldn't wake and find her there in the morning. I heard a voice inside of me cry.
and gentlemen, from Burbank, you're listening to The Dave Diamond Show on your proven much more music station.
Super 15 KBLA.
It's 10:30 in the Diamond Mine. Everything looks groovy on this Friday night. Up in her room. Where else?
Said I should feel fine. thinking of love. I better run. I went up to the room. I better run. Said I love her room. Said I opened the door. The hold us so tight. I wanna take her in the middle of the night. Pull down the shade and turn off the light. Lay down the donut.
1044 in the Diamond Mine. That's all 15 minutes of the Seeds up in her room. Groovy, man, on a Friday night, grooving until midnight tonight. And at midnight tonight, a brand new radio station for all of you to listen to. At midnight tonight.
Now, the call of the inner mind beckons you to the psychedelic vibrations of the Cheetah. Blow your mind into the world's most pulsating light show. Are you ready for the Cheetah? Can you dig Cheetah's Mod, Boutique, and Psychedelic Shop? Held over for one more week by popular demand, LA's hottest new group, the Hamilton Streetcar.
Invisible people, invisible people.
Plus the out-of-sight sounds of the kitchen sink. Take a trip to the Cheetah, number 1 Navy Street, Santa Monica, next to POP. It's happening every night except Monday. Sunday night, a heavy special with 8 bands starting at 8:30 p.m. The Cheetah is where it's at.
I wouldn't wear it too much, though.
Russian premiere to arrive in New York. Details in 10 minutes. Valley News first on KBLA.
Take a trip on the Hamilton Streetcar at the Cheetah. At the sound of the Hamilton Streetcar bell, call 392-4501. Third caller gets a free pass for 2 to the Cheetah. Catch the Hamilton Streetcar at 392-4501. Here's the KBLA Valley Calendar.
All right, fight fans, I've got it. Cool it, man. Wait a minute. Cool it now. Well, here we are, folks. An experienced aviation personnel now serve as weekend warriors at the Naval Air Station in Los Alamitos for 4 days, pay 1 weekend, plus a chance to spend 14 days in uniform. Get information on it. Contact the Naval Air Station, Los Alamitos, California.
Send your club or civic announcement to Valley Calendar, KBLA, Burbank.
Procol Harum. Out-of-sight record called A Whiter Shade of Pale, and that's when the end is creeping up on you.
We skip the life fandango. Turns cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick. The crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder.
Pro-Call harem, ladies and gentlemen. Pro-Call's got himself a big record. And if it calls for a Pro-Call's going to take care of business, isn't he, with a whiter shade of pale. It's 10:50 now in the Diamond Mine on a Friday night in Los Angeles. Got to take care of a little business here. And I got a groovy, wait a minute, I got a groovy thing to read to you in a moment. It was brought by a very interesting lady.
Pages, and with our news flash recording of Children Ask, The Power.
Children ask if he is dead.
Be there for the one and only LA appearance of the mighty Grateful Dead, plus Hullabaloo stars The Yellow Pages and The Power. That's the Grateful Dead this Friday only. 2 big shows, 8 p.m. at the Hullabaloo and 1 a.m. for the out-of-sight Hullabaloo After Hours. That's the Hullabaloo Sunset and Vine in Hollywood.
10:51 in the Diamond Mine. When you were young, things were pretty groovy. There weren't so many problems closing in on you as there are today. Eric Burden tells it just about like it is. On a Friday night in the Diamond Mine from KBLA.
Was so much colder then. My father was a soldier then, and times were very hard when I was young. I smoked my first cigarette at 10, and for girls I had a bad yen, and I had quite a ball when I was young. When I was young, it was more important, more painful, and a lot much louder, yeah. When I was young, I met my first love at 13. She was brown and I was pretty green, and I learned quite a lot when I was young. When I was young. My faith was so much stronger then. I believed in fellow men, and I was so much older then. When I was young. When I was young.
It's an eerie Friday night in Los Angeles, the final phase of the Diamond Mine, sliding into oblivion with 1 hour and 5 minutes left to go. I wove for you a flower crown upon your wondrous hair, and the purple blending with the brown and sweetness dying there. Pale flowers kiss your hair and die, their hearts not like your heart, their beauty but an ardent sigh of petals blown apart. Oh, joy, your heart's childhood, your tender beauty shines as flowers never shone in wood, nor sun in summer's shrine. The flowers cannot live a year, swift be their lives to love, perennial be the wreath I wear that your dear fingers wove. Out of sight! Makes me want to go out and clip my fingernail. Wallow flowing in it tonight. Dream juice machine is turned on, dispensing those beautiful perfume bubbles. And the fume room is spurting. And I'm flying Jet Flight 169 of Diamond Mine Airways until midnight.
KBLA information.
At 10:55, it's partly cloudy with light smog in the valley. This is Gary Whittaker for your information. With the Middle East situation taking a new turn, administration officials say President Johnson wants to be in the Washington area this weekend. He's canceled a weekend stay in Texas, flying to Austin Friday night to deliver a speech, but planning to return to Washington early Saturday. In that Austin speech, the president pledged the United States will do its part to help obtain peace in the Middle East. He said one requirement is that each nation recognize its neighbor's right to existence. Instead of meeting Australian Prime Minister Holt in Texas, President Johnson will confer with him tomorrow afternoon at Camp David, Maryland. That change in plans touched off speculation Mr. Johnson might want to be at Camp David in case arrangements are made for him to meet with Soviet Premier Kosygin. Funeral services for former bank official Fred R. Weddington, a North Hollywood Pioneer resident, will be held Monday. Weddington died yesterday at his home at the age of 88. Services will be conducted at 10 a.m. in the Steen Lortensen Chapel in North Hollywood. Weddington, an Iowa native who lived in Los Angeles for 76 years, was a retired vice president of the Security First National Bank and founded the North Hollywood investment firm bearing his name. He's North Hollywood's first constable many years ago. He leaves his daughter, Mrs. Betty Becker of North Hollywood, 2 nieces, and 4 grandsons. Despite strong protests from residents of the area, the Van Nuys Planning Commission has tentatively approved construction of a condominium project on the valley side of the Santa Monica Mountains. Homeowners near the proposed building site on the northeast side of Mulholland Drive, east of Coldwater Canyon, voiced strenuous objection to the granting of a permit for the condominium. They argue that the project is nothing more than apartment houses in disguise and will pave the way for more apartment building in the area. That section has heretofore been limited to single-family dwellings. The zoning colleagues of Charles P. Flanagan have endorsed the recently retired city planning commissioner despite charges brought against him by a Los Angeles newspaper. Flanagan, who said he resigned because he could not expose himself and his family to such unfounded and undocumented personal harassment, denied any irregularities during his tenure on the commission. Yorty said Flanagan told him several months ago of an intention to resign from the commission once it had become fully staffed. The planning commissioners, according to Yorty, expressed deep regret over the resignation in a letter sent to Flanagan on July 8th. The letter, written by Commissioners Ellis A. Jarvis, Melville C. Branch, Alan T. Murphy, and John J. Pollan, said Flanagan had contributed to the sound, forward-looking planning in this city. Permission was granted today by the City Planning Commission for construction of the $7.5 million Sheraton Universal Hotel near Universal City. The 20-story hotel, the first concrete frame building in Los Angeles exceeding 160 feet in height, will be located at 3800 Lankershim Boulevard. Prior to last November, reinforced concrete structures were limited to 160 feet because of inconclusive data on their earthquake resistance capability. That according to Mayor Sam Yorty. Plans for the Sheraton Universal Hotel call for 480 guest rooms, a grand ballroom with a capacity of 1,400 occupants, and a rooftop lounge. A semi-subterranean garage with parking space for nearly 400 cars also will be built. 4,000 U.S. Marines have gone into South Vietnam's Central Highlands to reinforce Americans in the face of communist infiltration from Cambodia and Laos. The move was ordered last month but was not announced until Friday for security reasons. In the air war, U.S. pilots destroyed a surface-to-air missile site near North Vietnam's panhandle city of Vinh and bombed roads and bridges just north of the demilitarized zone. One U.S. plane was down, but its pilot was rescued. 600 men from the amphibious assault carrier USS Princeton returned to Southland Shores for a 5-month combat tour after a 5-month combat tour off the coast of South Vietnam. Navy Ensign Jerry Coleman informs KBLA News.
During her 5-month deployment, the Princeton participated in 3 major amphibious operations. The first of these was Beacon Hill 1, in which Marines from the carrier killed 340 North Vietnamese soldiers in 12 days of fierce fighting just south of the demilitarized zone. A month later, Marines from the Princeton were landed again, this time to destroy a Viet Cong sanctuary in northern Tao Tien province. The operation went by the code name of Beacon Star.
On Capitol Hill, Senator Russell Long said today that charges against Senator Thomas Dodd are based on tainted evidence. Earlier, Dodd met with newsmen in Washington.
Are you satisfied with the way Senator Long is handling your case? Well, I don't think that's a matter of satisfaction. He's a senator and he's doing what he thinks he should do.
Senator Dodd, some of your colleagues seemed to feel yesterday that the very fact that a senator solicits funds for private purposes from his constituents, that holds the Senate up to disrepute. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's a new thing to me. I hadn't ever been informed about that.
The Angels took a doubleheader from Baltimore 2-1 and 5-3. Heavyweight Jimmy Fletcher's reported in satisfactory condition today following a night in California hospital in Los Angeles. Fletcher is undergoing observation after being stopped in the 4th round last night by Mel Turnbull at the Olympic Auditorium. It took several minutes to revise Fletcher, but he left the ring under his own power. He has a 2-1 favorite, but was knocked out in the 4th round. Low clouds in the morning with local drizzle, becoming sunny in the afternoon Saturday and Sunday. Not much temperature change. Overnight lows 55 to 60. Highs Saturday 75 to 84. Here in Burbank it's 60, at the beach is 60, in Los Angeles 62. For your information, this is Gary Whitaker from KBLA in Burbank.
Baby Diamond, KBLA.
That's me, and I welcome you to the final hour of KBLA Radio and the Diamond Mine on a Friday night in Los Angeles. Still 64 degrees at the Civic Center until midnight. Tonight we'll take on the big timers with every watt we got. Play that record tonight on a final Diamond Mine show because I haven't heard a record by Don and Phil Everly in so long, and it's groovy when people can come back after they have slid down that tangerine sliding board, what seems to be oblivion, and come back and be on top the next day. That's what, friends, is called guts.
KBLA Super Weekend.
And I got it. I'll play this for Sabrina and all my other friends in the San Fernando Valley.
I don't want to be in your company. I don't need you to take care of me. Let me alone, let me alone, let me alone, can't you? Let me be. All I want in this world is to say I'm a man that's free. People talk about the way I look. I think I'm always
sight. That's my flash on you, and that's love. It's 11:06 tonight in the Diamond Mine.